Hello grade 12s, and welcome to the next video from the answer series. Previously, we derived the work-energy theorem. In this video, we will practice using the theorem to solve energy problems. In example 2, we have a skier starting from rest, accelerating down a frictionless slope, and then experiencing frictional force until he again comes to rest. Think about what that means for energy. All the kinetic energy gained from P to Q is lost again from Q to R. Pause the video now and read carefully through the question before continuing to look at the solution. Let's have a look at the solution. The free body diagram is straightforward. The only force accelerating the skier is gravitational force. The easiest way to find the work done by the gravitational force is to use the downward displacement delta y. Both vectors go in the same direction, so theta is equal to 0 degrees and the work done equals 11,760 joules. You will have realized that there are different ways to a solution in these energy calculations. You can use the 65-degree angle between delta x and the gravitational force. Or you can use delta x and the component of the gravitational force parallel to the slope, in which case the angle is 0 degrees. We get delta x from the sine ratio in the triangle under the slope. Each of these methods gives the same answer of 11,760 joules. To find the speed of the skier at Q, use the work-energy theorem. Start with the essential statement and then expand. Net work equals the work done by the gravitational force. You know why? It is the only force present. Substitute in the other values and solve to find the final velocity. If you are not constrained to energy principles, then you can use Newton's laws and an equation of motion. Get the acceleration from Newton 2 and delta x from the sine ratio. This equation of motion will yield a final velocity of 19,80 meters per second. Now, how far will the skier get before friction dissipates all this kinetic energy? There are no other horizontal forces, so the net force equals the frictional force. Again, start with the essential statement and expand. This time, the work definition is useful as it brings in the delta x. The angle between delta x and the frictional force is 180 degrees. So the left-hand side is negative. The skier is slowing down, so the change in kinetic energy is also negative. Complete the substitutions and manipulate the equation to get delta x equal to 39,2 meters. The question asked for QR, so write a final statement that QR equals 39,2 meters. Now it is time for you to try. If you have access to the 3-in-1 study guide, try questions 35, 36 and 38 on page 176. Then compare your answers to the model solutions on pages 184 and 185. Here is a question from the 2-in-1 study guide. In this question, we have accelerated, horizontal, linear motion, but we're required to use energy principles to find the unknown displacement. In this question, we have two pieces of motion. each with a different net force. All our equations so far assume a constant net force, so we have to treat the motion from P to Q separately to the motion from Q to R. Pause the video at this stage to try these two problems yourself. Then continue the video and compare your answers to the model solutions that follow. The work-energy theorem will give us the net work for the 2 minutes. Substitute the mass and the two velocities, and a positive amount of work of 380,000 joules is done. We can get the net force from the rate of change of momentum. It is 158,33 newtons in the forwards direction. Or we can use an equation of motion and Newton's second law. Remember best practice when doing a two-step calculation. Carry the first answer forward in your calculator without rounding off, so that your final answer is more accurate. That is what we have done here. Use the work definition to find delta x. The net work comes from 50.1 on the previous slide, as does F net. And both vectors are going in the same direction, so theta is equal to 0. There are two ways to find the frictional force. The first approach is to use the work done by the car engine to find the applied force of the engine. We need delta x from the previous step, and the angle between the two vectors remains 0 degrees. We then do a vector sum. Substitute the applied force and F net from the previous slide to get a frictional force of 16,67 newtons backwards. The second approach is to use the sum of works to get the negative work done by the frictional force. The angle between delta x and the friction is 180 degrees, which gives us the magnitude of the frictional force as asked for. To get the velocity at Q can be a multi-step calculation. However, you can also merge the steps into one calculation if you can see the way through to the answer. Problems like this, when they crop up in the final exams, usually count a larger number of marks, 5 or more, so you can predict when you will need the strategy. Start with the essential formulation of the work-energy theorem. Expand on the left-hand side to the sum of works to bring in the value of the frictional work and the gravitational work. The path is curved, so you are limited to using h, the height, because delta x keeps changing direction. Expand the right-hand side for the delta ek. Now substitute all these values: the mass, little g, the height, the frictional work, the mass again, and the 0 initial velocity. The physics is done. Now it is just an algebraic calculation to get 6 meters per second. Give the direction to the left, as the problem asks for a velocity. Notice in this layout the use of the therefore signs in each line of a multi-step calculation. We can take the same approach to finding the velocity of r. Here is the essential formulation, with the only force doing any work being the gravitational force. Delta ek is expanded as before. We have chosen to use the work definition for the parallel component of Fg, with delta x and Fg parallel in opposite directions. Now substitute all of these values in much the same sequence as before. The mass, little g, the sine of the slope angle, delta x, theta equal to 180 degrees, the mass again, and the initial velocity, to get a final velocity of 4,41 meters per second up the slope.
If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook to stay on top of the latest TAS news and launches. So that's it for now from The Answer Series, your key to exam success.